There was something wrong with the house. I knew it from the moment I stepped inside, but I couldn't place why. Maybe it was the smell of faint, musty odor that clung to the walls, or the way the air felt heavier in certain rooms. Whatever it was, it had been there from the start, lingering just beneath the surface. The old house had been in my family for generations, passed down from my grandmother to my mother, and now to me after her untimely passing. I never wanted it. In fact, I'd spent most of my childhood trying to avoid the place. But when you inherit a house, it's hard to just ignore it, especially when you're broke and desperate for a fresh start. So I packed up my life in the city and moved to the old family home, a creaky, 3-story Victorian on the edge of town, surrounded by overgrown trees and long-forgotten history. The first few weeks were uneventful. I spent most of my time cleaning, dusting off old furniture, and getting rid of cobwebs that seemed to multiply overnight. There was something oddly therapeutic about it, as if reclaiming the house could somehow cleanse the memories I had of my mother's slow decline. The nights were quiet, too quiet sometimes, but I chalked it up to being so far from the noise of the city. It wasn't until I decided to explore the attic that things started to feel different. The attic door was hidden behind an old bookshelf in the hallway. I'd seen it 1,000 times as a kid, but my mother always told me it was just a storage room, nothing worth bothering with. But now, standing in front of it, something compelled me to open it. The door creaked as I pushed it open, revealing a narrow staircase that led up into darkness. I hesitated, feeling a shiver run down my spine, but curiosity got the better of me. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the stairs. The attic was massive, filled with old trunks, broken furniture, and forgotten memories. Dust particles floated in the beam of my flashlight as I moved through the room, the floorboards groaning under my weight. That's when I saw it. In the far corner of the attic, leaning against the wall, was an old mirror. It was tall, its wooden frame intricately carved with vines and flowers, but the glass itself was dirty, covered in a thick layer of grime. I felt a strange pull toward it, like the mirror was calling to me, beckoning me closer. I wiped away some of the dust with my sleeve, revealing my reflection beneath. But something was off. The person staring back at me wasn't quite right. My reflection seemed darker, more distorted, like a shadow of myself. I blinked, and for a moment I thought I saw something else, a figure standing just behind me, its face obscured by darkness. I spun around, but the attic was empty. I shook it off, blaming it on my overactive imagination, but the unease lingered. I quickly made my way back downstairs, leaving the attic and the mirror behind. That night, the dreams began. I was standing in the attic again, staring into the mirror, but my reflection wasn't alone. There was someone else standing beside me, a tall figure with hollow eyes and pale skin. I couldn't move, couldn't scream, as the figure reached out, its fingers cold and sharp, and touched my shoulder. I woke up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding in my chest. It was just a dream, I told myself, just a nightmare, but it felt so real. The next day, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me, lurking just out of sight. Every time I passed a reflective surface, mirrors, windows, even the glass on picture frames, I thought I saw something move, a shadow darting just behind me. But when I turned around, there was nothing. A week passed, and the dreams continued. Every night I found myself back in the attic, staring into that cursed mirror. The figure grew closer each time, its hollow eyes fixed on me, its hand reaching further. I started avoiding mirrors altogether, covering the ones in the house with sheets or turning them to face the wall. But the figure still haunted me. Even without the mirrors, I could feel its presence, a constant weight on my chest, pressing down on me, suffocating me. I barely slept, barely ate. The house felt colder, darker, as if the walls themselves were closing in on me. I tried to leave once, to pack up my things and get the hell out, but something stopped me. As soon as I reached the front door, I felt a sudden, overwhelming dread, like if I stepped outside, I would never be able to come back. I couldn't explain it, but it felt like the house itself didn't want me to leave. So I stayed. One night, after another nightmare, I woke up to find the attic door wide open. I knew I had locked it. I always locked it. But now the door stood ajar, the darkness beyond it stretching out like a gaping mouth, waiting to swallow me whole. I should have turned around, gone back to bed, but instead, I grabbed my flashlight and started up the stairs. The attic was just as I'd left it, dusty and forgotten, but the mirror was different. The grime that had covered it before was gone, and now the glass shone in the moonlight, clear and reflective. I stepped closer, unable to tear my eyes away from my reflection. But it wasn't me staring back. Not really. The person in the mirror looked like me, but there was something wrong with their eyes. They were too dark, too hollow, like the figure from my dreams. My heart raced as I stepped back, but my reflection didn't move. It stayed where it was, watching me, a cold smile creeping across its lips. "Who are you?" I whispered, my voice barely audible over the pounding in my ears. The reflection's smile widened. "I am you," it said, its voice distorted, echoing in my mind. "And you are mine." I stumbled back, my hand slipping from the flashlight, plunging the attic into darkness. I heard a soft laugh, low and guttural, as the temperature in the room plummeted. Suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder, cold and sharp, just like in the dreams. I spun around, but there was nothing there, only the suffocating darkness and the faint whisper of something I couldn't understand. I ran. For days I stayed away from the attic, locking the door and leaving the house as much as possible. But no matter where I went, I couldn't escape the feeling that something was following me, watching me. Every time I caught a glimpse of my reflection in a store window or the bathroom mirror, I saw it, the hollow-eyed figure, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting. I started seeing it everywhere. In the reflections of car windows, in puddles on the street, even in the eyes of strangers. It was always there, watching, waiting, getting closer. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things, that it was just stress or grief messing with my head, but deep down I knew the truth. It was the mirror. Whatever was in that attic, whatever was in that mirror, it had latched onto me, and it wasn't going to let go. One night, after another restless sleep, I woke up to find myself standing in front of the attic door again. I didn't remember getting out of bed, didn't remember walking upstairs, but there I was, my hand resting on the doorknob, trembling. Something inside me told me to turn back, to run, but I couldn't. My body wasn't my own anymore. Slowly, I pushed open the door and made my way up the stairs. The attic was pitch black, the moonlight gone, but I could feel the mirror there, waiting for me. I stepped closer, my heart pounding in my chest, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps. And then I saw it. In the darkness, the mirror's surface shimmered, reflecting not the room around me, but something else, a place of shadows, twisted and broken, where the figure waited, its hollow eyes fixed on me. "You can't run," it whispered, its voice soft, almost gentle. "You belong to me now." I wanted to scream, to run, but my legs wouldn't move. The mirror's pull was too strong, dragging me closer, suffocating me with its cold, empty gaze. And then, I was inside. I don't know how long I've been here. Time doesn't seem to exist in this place. There's only darkness, stretching on forever, and the faint, distant echoes of the life I once knew. I can see the real world sometimes through the glass. I can see my old house, my old reflection, moving through the motions of a life that isn't mine anymore. But it's not me. Not really. The thing that took my place is wearing my face, living my life, and no one knows the difference. No one but me. Maybe I'm still out there, trapped in the mirror, waiting. Or maybe I never escaped at all. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more chilling tales.